Oh, just a minute. Hello. Oh, hello. Come inside. The door's a bit springy. Are you here to see my toilet, shower, off-grid shed? Okay. Well, let me show you around. There's not much space in here. About a year ago, I thought it was time to build somewhere, well, like a bathroom, because I didn't have one. So over the course of the last year, as I found different things in skips and on building sites, I have collected them with permission to build this off-grid toilet shower shed. I have had to buy a few things because I couldn't find everything I needed. Like I bought this toilet and a couple of connectors for the wires, but that's it. Apart from that, it was completely free. It's quite shabby chic because I've just had to use what I could find. But yeah, let me show you around. What first? Well, this is a dry toilet. I bought it from a website called simpaloo.co.uk. It was 200 and something pounds, and it's meant to go in barges or sheds or places without plumbing. It's made from plastic. It is a dry toilet, so you do what you need to do in there, and then afterwards with a handful of sawdust or wood chips or something down it like that. I sometimes use wood ash. It's a bit full at the moment. I should have emptied it before showing you. It doesn't compost in situ. When it's full, you have to take a bucket out and I empty it into my main compost area to let it rot down for a year before using it on fruit trees and the like. And there's a urine separator. I'll show you where that goes in a moment, but that's quite important that the urine doesn't mix with the solid waste, because then it starts to smell and it fills up quickly. And also I have a separate use for the urine, depending if it's male or female, but that's another story. I'll close that now. It's got a lovely closing action, but that'll take a while. This particular model comes with a built-in 12-volt extraction fan at the back to help the waste dry quickly in there and to take away any fumes. And I've put a tube in the back. Well, it came with that tube, and that takes it, it vents it to the outside, and it can run from a 12-volt battery, but I've got a system whereby on the roof I've just got a little 10-watt old solar panel that I had, and I've connected it directly to the fan, so there's no battery in between. So when the sun comes out, the fan comes on, and when the sun goes in, the fan turns off. So the fan's going pretty much all day, which is fine because it doesn't really need to go at night, and it works out well. It's just a little 12-volt computer fan for cooling computers in there. It's that sort. So that's the toilet, and that works very well. Needs emptying every week or so, depending on who's using it and how often. What else? The sink. Yes. I found this in a skip. I don't know why anyone was throwing it out. I suppose they wanted to modernise, but that's modern enough for me. It's not quite finished in here yet. I need to go around with silicone sealant to seal it up. There is running water. I'll show you where the water comes from in a moment. But, oh, I shouldn't have boots on in here. If you look over here, I need to switch on the water pump first. I will leave it switched on all the time, but I'm turning it off at the moment because there's a leak somewhere, and I don't know if you can hear, but the pump is trying to repressurise the system because there's a leak. It's going all the time. And if I turn, let's try the cold water tap first, just build up the suspense slowly. Look at that, cold water, spring water. It's not really drinking water, but you can drink it if you boil it. It's amazing, spring water coming out the tap. And now, if you hadn't guessed already, hot water. Look at that pressure. It takes a while to get hot. I expect you're wondering how the water is heated, aren't you? Yes, well, I think it's probably time to show you that now. Well, again, this isn't quite finished, but, oops. The reason this screen is here is because not only does it just keep it a bit more secure in there to stop the pipes from freezing when it's frosty, all kinds of... Oh no! I oughtn't have done that, I left my axe there. Well, it needs redoing anyway because it's old plastic. Yeah, come in, come in. Left my sack trucks there, that's for hefting gas bottles around. It's not very pleasant standing exactly where the toilet is venting, but propane. I would like to eventually have some system whereby it's heated by the sun or through a compost heap or something else eco-friendly, but for now it's propane because I just wanted to get it done and it was easy. This is an EcoTemp 5 litre propane heater. I bought it from an equine site. It's meant for washing pampered horses outside with hot water, but it works absolutely fine for this system. It's called a 5 litre one because it can heat 5 litres of water a minute to boiling temperature. I don't ever have it set quite that high because it melts the pipes that I found because they're not proper hot water pipes. And also you don't need steam coming out the tap because it's dangerous and it's wasteful. So that's connected up with a gas hose via a regulator from that bottle. I'd like to get an automatic changeover switch so that when one bottle is empty it switches to the other, but I haven't got that yet. And you can adjust the flow of the water just here, but I've got it all set to this time of year. I might have to adjust it in the summer when the spring water is a different temperature, but it's fine at the moment. And there's one of those D batteries in here. Oh no, there are two of them, I forgot that. And they are what cause the automatic ignition, and it ignites as soon as the water starts flowing. And the reason the screen was just there, and I've got a blanket tied up over that side until I build a better screen, is because if there's the slightest gust of wind, then it blows out the pilot light and the water goes cold and you have to turn the tap off and on again before it relights. But I can heartily recommend these, they're very good. Oh, I did buy that as well. So with the toilet and this, I suppose it's not free, it's come to about 400 and something pounds so far. But still, not bad for a whole bathroom. I'm going to stand away from this vent now because it's not that pleasant. Oh well, yes, this is where the urine comes out. It comes out, this came with the toilet, so I've put this into a 25 litre container, and that keeps it outside, doesn't smell, and when it's full, I use it around the forest garden. I mix it with water. I change the ratios depending on what I'm watering, but it's really, really good feed. Lots of good stuff in there. Potassium, phosphorus, other things. So that's really, really useful. Yeah. So if we come out of here, I'll put that back later. Oh, and that's where the shower water comes out. And in time, I will dig a bit of a swale here and have it going onto a duck pond and then onto more vegetable beds and places where the water needs to go. I'm stooping a lot in this video. I'd like to stand up straight. Ah, nice sunny morning in November. Is it November? Yes. Okay, if you come back to well, this is where the sink water comes out. In an ideal world with the correct piping, and if I'd chosen what to do, I would have had the water coming out the same drainage pipe, but I just had to make do with what I could find. I might connect them eventually. But, yeah, come back inside a moment, I'll show you the shower. There it is, there's a shower. Yeah, found all this stuff. It's amazing what people throw away on building sites or when they're renovating houses. It's all really good stuff. The shower tray, and look, polycarbonate sheeting, and all this wood. And yeah, look at this. If I turn on the tap, whoa! Really good pressure. I need to put a door or a shower curtain there. I think probably a door, because didn't you suggest or say that shower curtains get mildewy quite quickly. Hot water! Hot water! First time in 7 years I've had a shower. I mean, I have had showers, but just not here on site. I mean, I do wash. Just the first time I've had my own shower. No, I had one in the caravan, didn't I? But that was quite temperamental. Didn't like that very much, and I kept elbowing out the walls because it's quite small. Yeah. Oh, it's gone cold now because I left that panel off and the wind blew the pilot light out. Yeah. I have used bits of hose pipe and things for the cold water, but I've scavenged from my old caravan some better pipes for the hot water, like just here. Oh. And I need to do something about that because when the pipe gets hot, it gets a bit malleable and it sort of pops out the brackets on the wall. Ugh. Yeah, I'll sort that out. I've only just finished it. Can you hear the water pump trying to repressurise itself? There's a leak in the system. I think we found our leak. Dripping water. So I need to redo that connection, then I can leave the water pump switched on so that the system will stay pressurised. But I'll turn the water pump off for now. I don't know if you can come closer and see all this set up in the corner. I have a 110 amp hour 12 volt marine leisure battery down there, and that is trickle charged from a pair of 60 watt solar panels on the roof. That battery powers the water pump in the shed that I'll show you in a moment, and it also powers these little 12 volt LED lights which take up hardly any power whatsoever. And yeah, I've also got a proper battery charger just there, so that when I have my generator running in the dark winter months when there's not quite enough solar power, it just tops up all my leisure batteries. That's what that's there for. Do you like my shelf? Didn't have to say yes, but yeah, okay. What else is there in here? This is in danger of becoming a long, boring video, but it's really more of one of those esoteric videos for people who are really interested in the workings of my off-grid toilet shower room. You've probably noticed the door just there. Well, I didn't have a back to the shower, found a door, so why not? Oh, I bought the toilet roll holder. I could have made one, but I just really liked that. I think it was a National Trust shoppy job, I can't remember. And look at this. I even found this. Ready? Off! On! Great. Okay, come on outside. The water comes all the way along here, along with the wires that go to the pump. Yeah. Come inside. I will show you where the water comes from presently, but it comes through here, through this pipe. That's a 10mm food grade PVC pipe, and I don't know if you can come and see the water pump over here, but this is a 12 volt 5 litre a minute micro diaphragm pump with a built-in, I can't remember what the thing's called now, cut-off switch I think it's called. It means that when the system reaches pressure, when you turn the tap off, it automatically switches off. But the pump was so powerful to start with that all my pipe connections kept bursting open. So I took the top off the pump and what did I do? I compressed the spring to make it less springy and then put it back in. And that meant that the pressure of the system was lower and my connections didn't keep exploding. But that's... Oh, I bought the pump as well. I think it's around 30 something pounds. So yeah, the cost is going up. But the wires come through here. A friend of mine very kindly gave me some armoured cable so that the 12 volts that comes down from the battery doesn't drop too much in these really thick cables, and that's what's powering the pump. But let's see where the water comes from. Oh, and the reason the pump is there is because I have a freezer, and in the winter months when the freezer is going, the heat from the freezer rises and stops the water from freezing in the pump, so it keeps the shed nice and warm, and that's why the pump is just there and not in the toilet shed. And also the pump doesn't have quite so far to suck the water. If I'd had it in the shed, it would have even further to suck it and it might not work. Oh, you can see at the corner of the shed there, that's where the pipe goes in. I'm using that 15mm pipe as a sheath for the smaller 10mm pipe that's inside, to insulate it and to stop it getting nibbled by mice and the like. You can see there's fresh diggings in the ground here. The pipe goes all the way along here. Again, this was free. It's a 1,000-litre header tank that was meant to go in the loft of a house. I use it to collect spring water. This is constantly being topped up. That spring water coming out of there, it comes from further up the hill, but that'll be another video where that comes from. And it's constantly being topped up. When it's not being used, it overflows down through a series of bathtubs outside here with various things growing in them, like watercress and swamp potatoes and sweet water chestnuts and that sort of thing. But when it's not overflowing, it is, well, it goes various places actually, like my greenhouse. But this is the pipe that goes to the toilet shed just here. It's submerged in the water about halfway up. And yeah, that's where it comes from. And because that's nicely secured in the ground, it doesn't freeze, and because the spring water is slightly warm that comes out of the ground, it means that, yeah, it doesn't freeze, so that's fine throughout the winter months. The pallets to stop me falling down it, because sometimes on my night adventures around the field I do fall down. Okay, any questions? Like, why don't I get a haircut? I like it long. I'm just not wearing my hat today. Come back to the shed. Follow me, follow me. One more thing to show you. Come inside, come inside. Just wanted to show you how pretty it looks with the lights on when the door is closed. If you come inside and close the door, look at that. Look how pretty it is with the lights on. There you go. Thank you for watching. See you soon. Bye. Hello again. It's now about 2 months later, and after many a long hot shower, I've decided to do something about all the damp that was in here. It got so steamy that I couldn't see my feet when having a shower because of the moisture in the air, and it was starting to get a little bit mouldy. So I decided to put in an extractor fan. It's an old 12-volt cooling fan, 12-volt cooling fan from a computer, and I've made this little waterproof box for the switch. And look at that! It really works very, very well. I'll turn it off because there's no need for it to be on. And there's also now a fully functioning shower curtain. Look at that! Yeah! Very nice. I did want to put a proper shower door there, a sliding door, and someone kindly gave one to me from an old shower that they had dismantled, but I've used it here instead.
That is acting as a windbreak for the propane heater because I destroyed the last one by dropping on this pile of logs. So that's working very well. I look forward to the rest of the winter with some nice, long, hot, powerful off-grid showers. And it's that time of the week again, so I think I might just have one now. Bye!